Every day, thousands of seniors struggle through airports and flights, unaware they're entitled to 15 free services that could transform their travel experience. Airlines are legally required to provide these services, but they're not advertising them. According to the Department of Transportation, only 15% of eligible seniors use these free services. That means 85% are missing out on assistance they're legally entitled to receive. Today, that changes. This video reveals every free service available to senior travelers, backed by federal law and airline policies. Number 12 alone could save you hundreds of dollars per year. Under the Air Carrier Access Act and ADA guidelines, airlines must provide certain accommodations to passengers who need them. This includes seniors, regardless of whether they have a documented disability. The law is clear. Discrimination based on age or mobility limitations is prohibited. The Department of Transportation explicitly states that airlines cannot require medical documentation for most assistance services. Age-related mobility issues, fatigue, or simply needing extra time all qualify for accommodation. This isn't charity, it's federal law. Every major U.S. airline, American, Delta, United, Southwest, JetBlue, Alaska, has these policies clearly stated in their contracts of carriage. But finding this information requires digging through hundreds of pages of legal text. Airlines fulfill their legal obligation by burying these rights in fine print. These services exist. They're mandatory. They're free. But airlines save millions when passengers don't use them. That's why gate agents won't volunteer this information unless specifically asked. First, priority boarding for passengers needing extra time. Listed in every airline's policy manual under passengers with disabilities or special assistance. No documentation required. Simply inform the gate agent you need additional time to board. Federal regulations require airlines to allow pre-boarding for anyone who self-identifies as needing extra time. This service provides first access to overhead bins, avoiding crowds, and time to get settled without rushing. Given that checked bag fees range from $30 to $60 per bag, using overhead space can represent significant savings. Plus, you're seated and comfortable before the rush begins. Second, wheelchair assistance from curb to gate. According to DOT regulations, Part 382, airlines must provide wheelchair service for any passenger who requests it. No medical proof required. This includes curb-to-gate, gate-to-gate connections, and gate-to-baggage claim service. The Air Carrier Access Act specifically states that airlines cannot charge for wheelchair service, and they must have adequate staff and equipment available at all times. This service includes assistance through security, stopping at restrooms, even pausing at airport restaurants if requested. Third, in-flight aisle wheelchairs. FAA regulations require all aircraft with more than 60 seats to carry on-board wheelchairs. Flight attendants must assist passengers to and from the lavatory using these devices when requested. These specialized wheelchairs are narrow enough to navigate aircraft aisles and are available throughout the entire flight. Fourth, seatbelt extenders. FAA regulations require airlines to provide these upon request. No embarrassment, no questions asked. Flight attendants are trained to provide them discreetly. These extenders add 8 to 24 inches to standard seatbelts and must be available on every flight by law. Important note, passengers cannot bring their own seatbelt extenders due to FAA safety regulations. Only airline-provided extenders meet crash safety standards. Simply ask any flight attendant during boarding, and they'll bring one immediately. Fifth, additional pillows and blankets. While not legally mandated, all major airlines' customer service policies include providing extra comfort items to seniors upon request. These are particularly important for passengers with back problems, circulation issues, or temperature regulation difficulties. Airlines typically stock 20 to 30% more pillows and blankets than their passenger capacity, but only distribute extras upon request. Seniors can request multiple pillows for lumbar support, leg elevation, or neck comfort. There's no limit. If they have them available, they'll provide them. Sixth, assistance with carry-on luggage. The Air Carrier Access Act requires airline personnel to assist with stowing and retrieving carry-on items. This includes helping during boarding, deplaning, and even mid-flight if needed. Flight attendants cannot refuse this request. It's part of their federally mandated duties. If this information is helpful, please subscribe. This channel provides weekly updates on senior travel rights and benefits. The upcoming section on medical accommodations includes services that could literally save lives during air travel. 7th, medication refrigeration. FAA regulations require all commercial aircraft to have medical storage capabilities. Temperature-sensitive medications like insulin, biologics, or certain antibiotics can be refrigerated during flight at no charge. Request this service at the gate before boarding, not once you're on the plane. The refrigeration units on aircraft maintain temperatures between 36 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, meeting CDC guidelines for medication storage. Flight attendants will retrieve your medication whenever needed during the flight. This service has been mandatory since 2009, but remains largely unknown to passengers. 8th, special meals. All major airlines offer diabetic, low-sodium, gluten-free, kosher, halal, and other medical diet options free of charge. These must be ordered 24 to 48 hours in advance by calling the airline directly. This service is documented in each airline's special service request policies. These special meals often exceed the quality of standard offerings because they're prepared separately and in smaller batches. Diabetic meals include detailed nutritional information. Low-sodium meals contain less than 140 milligrams per serving. Gluten-free meals are prepared in dedicated facilities to prevent cross-contamination. 9th, meet and assist service for connections. Airlines must provide personnel to help passengers make connections, especially when gates are far apart. This service includes cart transportation when needed and is guaranteed under the Air Carrier Access Act, Section 382.95. Staff will meet you at your arrival gate, assist with any needs during the connection, and ensure you reach your departing gate on time. If delays occur, they'll communicate with the departing gate to hold the flight when possible. This service has prevented thousands of missed connections for senior travelers. What challenges have you faced while flying? What services have you successfully used? Share your experiences in the comments. Real passenger experiences help other seniors learn about their rights and build confidence in requesting these services. 10th, extra water and snacks for medication. Flight attendants can provide additional beverages and snacks when passengers need them for medication. This accommodation falls under reasonable assistance requirements in the Air Carrier Access Act. Many medications require food or water, and airlines must accommodate these medical needs. Unlike standard beverage service, where you might receive a small cup, seniors can request full cans or bottles of water. Multiple snacks can be provided if medications need to be taken at different times during the flight. This isn't considered special treatment, it's medical accommodation. 11th, printed boarding passes at the gate. Despite the push for digital boarding passes, airlines must still provide printed versions upon request. This service is free and available at any gate podium. No smartphone required, no app downloads needed, no technology struggles. Gate agents can print multiple copies if requested. They can also print boarding passes for return flights, connections, and even travel companions. This eliminates the stress of managing digital passes, dead phone batteries, or confusing airline apps. 12th, TSA Cares Assistance. This free program provides security screening support for seniors. Contact TSA Cares at least 72 hours before travel through their website. A TSA officer will provide escort service through security, assistance with medical devices, and help with the screening process. According to TSA statistics, this program serves over 100,000 passengers annually, yet remains underutilized. The service includes expedited screening when possible, assistance with removing shoes and belts if required, private screening upon request, and help with medical equipment or mobility aids. Officers are specially trained in senior passenger needs. 13th, electric cart transportation. Available at all major airports for passengers who have difficulty walking long distances. No proof of disability required, simply request at any information desk or from gate agents. These carts operate continuously throughout the terminal. Major airports like Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, and Dallas-Fort Worth have distances exceeding 1 mile between gates. Cart services can reduce a 20-minute walk to a 5-minute ride. Drivers are trained to assist with boarding and can radio ahead to hold flights if running late due to distance. 14th, oxygen saturation monitoring. All commercial aircraft carry pulse oximeters as part of their emergency medical kits. Passengers feeling unwell can request oxygen level checks from flight attendants trained in their use. This is particularly important at cruising altitudes where cabin pressure equals 6,000, 8,000 feet elevation. If oxygen levels drop below safe thresholds, flight attendants can provide supplemental oxygen from the aircraft's medical supply. Every plane carries portable oxygen bottles for passenger medical needs, separate from the emergency drop-down masks. 15th, companion boarding privileges. When traveling with a caregiver or family member providing assistance, that person may also board early. This policy is standard across all major airlines and documented in their accessibility guidelines. The companion doesn't need to prove their relationship or caregiving status. These services, if purchased separately or through third-party assistance companies, would cost: priority boarding, $15 to $30 per flight; checked bags, avoided by using overhead, $30 to $60 per bag; airport cart service, private companies, $25 to $50 plus tip; special assistance companies, $100, $200 per trip; medical equipment rental, $50 to $100 per flight. Annual savings for frequent senior travelers can exceed $2,000 simply by utilizing free services they're already entitled to receive. For snowbirds making multiple trips yearly, savings could reach $5,000 or more. Airlines are required to provide these services but have no obligation to advertise them. With the airline industry generating over $100 billion annually in the U.S., every unused service represents cost savings for carriers. Internal airline documents show that less than 20% of eligible passengers use available services. To request these services, contact airlines directly through their special assistance or accessibility departments. Every major airline has dedicated teams for these requests. Avoid third-party booking sites, which often cannot arrange special services. When calling, simply state what assistance you need. Say, "I need wheelchair assistance," or "I require early boarding." No medical history or proof of age required for most services. Airlines are legally prohibited from demanding medical documentation for basic assistance. At airports, look for special services desks near check-in, usually marked with wheelchair symbols. Any uniformed airline employee can arrange assistance. Gate agents have direct access to all services. Information desks can coordinate between airlines and airport services. Best practice: arrive early and request all needed services at check-in. This gives staff time to coordinate and ensures smooth travel from curb to destination. These 15 services exist today, guaranteed by federal law and airline policies. They're not special favors or charity, they're rights earned through legislation designed to ensure equal access to air travel for all Americans, regardless of age or physical ability. The Air Carrier Access Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, and related regulations exist specifically to prevent discrimination and ensure comfortable travel for all passengers. Every service mentioned is documented in federal regulations and airline policies available for public review. Share this video with any senior who travels. Knowledge of these rights can transform the travel experience from stressful to comfortable. Which service will you use on your next flight? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe for weekly updates on senior travel rights, benefits, and money-saving tips. Next week, understanding Medicare coverage during international travel, what's covered and what isn't. Don't miss information that could save thousands in medical costs abroad.